Let me ask you something. When you hear the word magic, what comes to mind? Wands, wizards, fairy tales. Well, not if I told you that magic was never really about tricks or illusions, but rather a misunderstood form of ancient science, a way of understanding the world before we had the microscope, the telescope, or the periodic table. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying magic can pull rabbits out of a hat. I'm saying something deeper. You see, what people once called magic was simply an early attempt to describe the unknown, to reach beyond what their eyes could see and ears could hear. They didn't have words like vibration, frequency, energy, or quantum mechanics. So they said, just magic. But here's where it gets powerful for you and me. They believed in it. They believed they could speak to the universe. They believed their thoughts had weight. That intention could change outcomes. That visualization could shape reality. And science, it's finally catching up. Today we know that everything is energy. Everything vibrates. Even your thoughts produce a frequency. Your body is emitting an electromagnetic field. That's not magic, that's physics. But it sure feels like magic when you start using it. Start focusing your thoughts. Your world changes. Change your energy. Your results change. Raise your standards. Your life rises with you. You think that's a coincidence? Or is it ancient truth finally proven? Most people ignore this. They think it's wishful thinking or fantasy. But here's the truth. You are the magician of your own life. Not with potions or spells, but with habits, focus, intention, energy, belief, and action. The wand is your focus. The spell is your words. The potion is your routine. And the altar, that's your mind. When you align your belief with your behavior, your whole life transforms. You see, what we used to call magic is now called the law of attraction, neuroscience, genetics, and behavioral psychology. But don't let the new names fool you. The ancients were wise. And not secrets are not dead. They're just waiting for you to remember them. So today, don't just live like a robot. Not just repeat the same routine and call it a life. Live with power, with awareness, with focus. Don't chase the mystical. Become the miracle. Use your thoughts with intention. Speak your desires with conviction. Act with purpose. And stay consistent. The world doesn't need more doubters. It needs more believers who take action. Because the truth is, the greatest magic is a mind that refuses to give up. So the next time someone tells you magic isn't real, just smile, because you know the secret. And the secret is this. Science is finally explaining what the soul already knew. Let the world call it science. Let the ancients call it magic. Let you call it your power. Not before we had white lab coats, chemical formulas, or equations on chalkboards. Humanity looked to the stars, the rivers, and the wind and asked why they didn't have test tubes. They had belief. What we now call science, energy, frequency, gravity, was once wrapped in the cloak of mystery. They observed nature, tracked patterns, studied the moon, and experimented with herbs, crystals, sound and movement. But they didn't call it biology or quantum physics. They called it magic. Because to them, it was the invisible becoming visible. It was transformation happening right before their eyes. They weren't fools. They were seekers. They simply lacked the tools we have today. But their hunger to understand the forces around them was real. What they felt, we now measure. What they spoke of, we now model in laboratories. Don't dismiss the past as superstition. Often, it was intuition ahead of its time. The ancients were not ignorant. They were simply using different language. So when you see people today rediscovering breathwork, vibration, Nachi healing, and mindset training, know this: the world is not going backward, it's remembering forward. Let's talk about your mind. That quiet voice inside. It's not just noise, it's power. Every thought you think sends a signal into your body, influencing how you feel, how you act, and how others respond to you. Modern neuroscience tells us that thoughts create neural pathways. And with repetition, those pathways become roads your brain automatically takes. But it goes even deeper. Quantum physics shows us that thoughts carry a measurable frequency. That's right. Your invisible thoughts have a physical vibration. So when you think negatively, you're not just feeling low,